You know what's crazy to me is the amount of boxing fans out there who immediately came to Ryan Garcia's defense and all of a sudden became PED experts overnight. And it is mind-boggling to me how a person who tested positive for Ostarine, the first test, that gets ignored because he tests negative and he passed the test for the norandrosterone drug, right? And so a lot of people came out with videos defending Ryan Garcia because they either have a dislike for Haney or they didn't want their prediction, quote unquote, prediction to be tainted, right? And people completely ignored the fact that you test positive for one thing, but you test negative for another. There's still that piece that says positive. And I'm on record saying that once you test positive for a banned substance, the second test, B sample, C sample, it doesn't matter. In my opinion, there should never be a retake once you test positive. Okay? Because on the second try, right, the second sample is when the masking could possibly kick in, right? So it probably didn't pass it the first time, but on the second sample, when one is trying to mask the PED, they can pass it, which is why I don't like the fact that if you test positive, there's another test. You understand what I'm saying? This is a sport where people can get hurt. And in this situation, a lot of boxing fans immediately came to Ryan's defense. They was talking about Ostarine not technically being a steroid. Everyone went to Google, reading up on Ostarine. Then a lot of people were saying, well, he had a certain amount of Ostarine in him, so that wouldn't be enough to affect him and give him extra strength on fight night. Some people made videos talking about the Ostarine is not an actual anabolic steroid. They started talking about that it is a SARM. I mean, all of these overnight PED experts came out of nowhere so that they can defend a boxer that they're fanboying for, right? But the flip side, this is where it gets tricky. The flip side to Ryan Garcia testing positive for Ostarine and now failing this B sample, okay? He failed the B sample. And I'm pretty sure there's still going to be boxing fans out there that's going to defend Ryan Garcia. But Devin Haney and Terrence Crawford and any other fighter that's with Snack that's passing every single drug test, guess what they get accused of? Using PEDs. How ironic that you guys have a hate for certain fighters, that a guy who was connected with someone who used to whatever it was that he was doing with the track and field and all that, Victor Conte, now that he's dealing with Victor Conte, you guys are saying Crawford is on steroids, Devin Haney is on steroids. But someone who tests positive for a steroid or a SARM, whatever you guys want to call it, a banned substance, a PED, all of a sudden, it's not enough in his bloodstream. Oh, he's clean. Oh, what do you mean he failed the first test? That's okay. The B sample. Well, now the B sample is in. And what do you guys have to say? What do you guys have to say? You guys are out there crying that Victor Conte is overseeing VADA, and now you don't trust VADA. You know why a lot of boxers don't go to VADA? Because someone like Victor Conte, who is smart enough to know when someone is using, is working with an organization that has almost every banned substance, every supplement you could think of in the banned category. You have someone like Victor Conte there. You guys don't want to test with him, so you guys want to run to USADA, and you guys want to run to, I forgot the other organization. But you guys want to run to all these different organizations because Victor Conte is involved. Why not have someone who knows who could potentially know when someone is masking a banned substance, when someone is using a banned substance, when someone could look at someone and could tell they're using a bad substance, right? If you're a computer hacker and you go to prison for hacking into the system, into a let's say a political system, and you go to jail and they strike a deal with you, and they hire you to look for other hackers. Why would they hire you to look for other hackers? You know why? Because he is good at hacking into computers. It's the same thing with PEDs. Victor Conte went to jail for distributing bad substance or whatever he was doing, allegedly. I don't know. I can't remember, but I know he was working with the track star, the girl, whatever it was, because he went to jail. He went to jail. He did his time. He's a chemist. He knows about PEDs. He knows about banned substance. Why not have someone like that? The reason why these fighters like Ryan Garcia and his daddy don't want to work with someone like Victor Conte, because Victor Conte is smart and he knows that VADA can catch these guys. That's why a lot of boxers don't want to enroll in VADA testing. It doesn't take a brain scientist to understand this. But you guys are so stupid out there in boxing that you run with comments and you run with other YouTubers telling you, oh, Victor Conte is shady. Oh, all the stuff he did with PEDs. Why would they trust him for VADA? Why not? You know why they don't want to trust him? Because that fighter is potentially cheating. You stupid idiot. That's the reason why they don't want Victor Conte behind all of this. Don't listen to Ryan Garcia's father. Don't listen to these guys. Ryan Garcia talked too much. You've seen all the stuff that he was doing prior to the fight. He talked too much. He's an attention whore. He's all about Instagram. He's not about legacy. And every single one of you Ryan fans, or you guys who picked Ryan to win, was defending him. Not only defending him, not only ignoring the fact that he missed weight on the scale and weighed in on fight night as a welterweight. I mean, on the day of the weigh-in, he weighed in as a welterweight. Anything above the 140-pound limit is considered a welterweight, you stupid idiots. And I saw all you guys, every single boxing fan out there who was happy to see Devin Haney lose, ignored the fact that this guy came in on the weight scale at a heavier weight. And then you guys was happy. Oh, well, Devin Haney used to be a weight bully. So now the weight bully got weight bullied. But the difference is the weight bully that you guys are criticizing made weight on the scale every time. And he drained himself every time. While this fighter, who's afraid to fight at 147, didn't have to drain himself. So he could be stronger. Not only be stronger, but be on PEDs. And he failed the drug testing. Shame on all you boxing fans out there. Every last one of you sucker boxing fans out there who defended Ryan Garcia, who said he didn't have enough in his system that could potentially hurt Devin Haney, who said it's just a SARMs, who said that it's technically not an anabolic steroid. Shame on you. Any drug that's going to give you a performance enhancement, hence the word performance enhancement drug, they should not be allowed to box. Period. Shame on all you boxing fans out there. Ryan Garcia is a dirty, cheating scumbag who doesn't care about the sport. He doesn't care about legacy. All he wants to do is make money off idiots out there who's willing to pay pay-per-view to watch this garbage. Shout out to all my brothers out there who stream boxing. You're the smart ones. Don't pay for this garbage. This is not a legacy fighter. Inoue is a legacy fighter. Usyk is a legacy fighter. Terrence Crawford is a legacy fighter. Canelo is a legacy fighter. Fighters who are willing to become undisputed, who are willing to fight the best, those are legacy fighters. You understand? Bivol, a legacy fighter. Anthony Joshua, legacy fighter. There isn't many legacy fighters out there. Now, I want to talk about Devin Haney. This isn't the time to celebrate. This isn't the time for you and your father to celebrate and be like, oh, see, he cheated. See, he cheated. There's still some kinks in your game, Devin Haney, that you need to work on. And one of them is working on blocking a left hook, looking out for a left hook. I suggest that you watch Bernard Hopkins and Tito Ortiz fight. Study it. Study how Bernard Hopkins took away Tito Trinidad's best, I think I said Tito Ortiz. Tito Trinidad's best weapon, his left hook. Study the Bernard Hopkins fight. Look how he kept his right hand up the whole time, controlled the pace of the fight, kept his jab out there, took away his punch, kept his jab out there, and body shots. He was moving around. He was circling away from the left hook. Devin Haney, study that fight. And don't drain yourself. If you can't make weight on the scale, then so be it. Don't make weight on the scale. Because apparently titles don't matter these days to these boxing fans and these boxers. Even though they do. Don't let anyone tell you that titles and belts don't matter. Because they do matter. They do matter. Titles and your belts and your opponents and your resume is what measures your legacy in the sport. Don't sit there and tell me belts don't matter. But in this particular incident, in this particular case, against Ryan Garcia, don't even stress yourself trying to make weight because he's not going to stress himself to make weight. But don't sit there and celebrate just because this dirty scumbag cheated. Don't sit there and say, oh, I'm not going to give him no rematch. Why not give him a rematch? Show the world that it was just a fluke and that he beat you because of PEDs. And guess what? If he beats you without PEDs, then he beats you without PEDs. It doesn't even matter. You know why? Because this isn't a legacy fight anyway. The guy does not care about boxing fans and he doesn't care about the sport. So it doesn't even matter. But don't sit there, you and your dad saying we're not going to run it back and I want to reverse that. Oh, yeah, we can reverse the win to a disqualification, DQ or whatever. But you don't deserve to get a W over this fight. And you should run that back. Most great fighters run it back. Miguel Cotto ran it back with a known cheating scumbag, and Miguel Cotto stopped him in the 10th round. Stopped Margarito in the 10th round. So, yes, go ahead and run that back. And as far as Ryan Garcia, I've never been a fan of you. You're not a real boxer. You a scumbag. You got a left hook, a weak left hook. It's not the best left hook that I've ever seen. You're not the only boxer who has hand speed. But now we know, maybe it's the PEDs was why you got hand speed. Maybe it's the PEDs and why you got so much power generating a hook off the jab. Maybe it's the PEDs that got you sounding stupid when you speak out your mouth. This is the MOBC, my own boxing community.